Albinism is a condition that results in lack of pigment in either the hair, eyes, or the skin of those affected, and persons with albinism are said not to have melanin in their hair, skin, and eyes, and this makes them look pale, yet they are humans. Astigmatism, blurred vision or sensitivity to light, eyes, lazy eye, underdeveloped optic nerve or rapid involuntary movement, skin, loss of color or freckles. The condition also comes in different types: oculocutaneous albinism OCA, ocular albinism, Hermansky-Pudlak syndrome, Sheda-Higashi syndrome, and Griscelli syndrome. Earlier today, Tuesday, January 31, 2023, the organization was at the Bishop Miss School to engage with pupils on albinism and its related issues, with albinism generally being misunderstood by many, leading to widespread myths and misconceptions about the condition. The organization believes this engagement would help to better understand the condition and reduce the level of discrimination against persons with albinism.
Realized that we have most of these albinos or the persons with albinism in our communities that are being discriminated against. So we try as much as we can to sensitize the whole community where we have such people, so that they will love them, they will embrace them. And not only that, we also try as much as we can to also teach them about their condition, because we know that because of the lack of melanin in their system, they are prone to cancer and other diseases. So we try as much as we can to train them and also to help them to stay healthy, to stay out of the sun, because the sun is not really their friend.
Albinism Project Manager Andrew Swamidaklo in an interview gave his take as to whether or not the living conditions of persons with albinism are satisfactory.
There's a lot that needs to be done. The sensitization is not enough. This is to sensitize the general public to understand and accept the condition and also embrace those living with the condition. But as to whether the living condition of persons with albinism is satisfactory, no. There are a lot of factors to getting a satisfactory or good standard of living. Most people have the fear of children or people with albinism. They believe that when somebody, especially when they engage a lady with albinism in the front desk, and the person come to visit and then meets that person with albinism, the person may be discouraged. Personally, I face a situation like that. I walk into an office and then the receptionist just jumped out of her seat and then started running away. And I asked, why are you running away? And she says she's afraid. So these are some of the things that does not lead to a good standard of living for persons with albinism. Another issue I can think about is parents, the women who give birth to 3 children with albinism, live in a very poor situation because of the belief that, and in most cases the fathers tend to run away from these children because they believe that this cannot be we don't have this person in our family, so why should you give birth to? Then they leave the women to go fend for themselves. And this living with a child and being a single mother, and also living with a child who is not accepted in the society.
However, he lamented that teachers do not have requisite knowledge on albinism and how to engage pupils.
Education is the bedrock of the good standard of living. The reason I say that is, albinism comes with a disabling condition of low vision. And in the classroom, teachers do not have that adequate time for children with albinism to go through education with success. So many could not progress because they failed the BEC or they failed the WASI, and they could not go to the universities and get better jobs. Even talking about jobs, we complete universities. Those of us who are able to struggle through to go through to complete the university and have the university degree, we could still not get job because of the perception that we do not have the requisite skills or the strength to be able to perform at work. So many employers shun from engaging persons with albinism. And also because of the myths that surround the condition, that persons with albinism are associated with curses. They believe that the mothers or the parents go to a god to take these children. make people entertain that fear that when they engage a person with albinism in their company, it's rather going to be a kind of what is the appropriate term? A burden to the company than an asset.
On whose responsibility this, he said.
The responsibility, it's not only for one person. We have the parent themselves. First, both parents are the contributors to that child having the condition. So the parent needs to stand by this child and ensure that this child succeeds in life. They have to love that child and then accept that child. And when they do that, probably the close neighbors will also accept that child and love that child. You can see the little Zainab in this school. She has her crop of friends. I'm sure in her community, she has that crop of friends. But if the father and the mother do not love that child and allow her to come to school, she wouldn't have that child. There are people who hide their children in the rooms. They don't allow them to go. If that happens, then it means what they are limiting the chances of that child.
Government, he then stated, must be up and doing.
The majority of the responsibility also goes to the government. The government has to ensure that each and every citizen, whether with or without albinism, enjoy all the rights that there is. And then what is lacking for people with albinism, one is what it is the government, even the NGOs, what we do is to supplement the government's work. But in the case of children or people with albinism, government does nothing. The sensitization we just came to do at Bishop's schools, government doesn't do that. It is NGO that is rather doing those sensitization for people to understand the condition. So one, the responsibility lies on government to ensure that each condition, each person living with any condition in Ghana, that condition is accepted, is understood, and then is embraced, so that what the society can embrace and accept that condition and also support that person to excel in life. So the majority of the responsibility lies on government to perform its functions as a stakeholder, as a major stakeholder, to ensure that all the rights, the right to education, the right to employment, the right to life, all are fulfilled for this child to be able to live a normal life.
Making a call, he said.
My final call is to every Ghanaian that as you are watching us, we are humans, and the only difference is our skin color, and that doesn't make us either inferior or superior. When you look at, I always say this, when you look at the forest, there is green, but there's different shades of green. When you look at our human nature, we might say we are blacks, but we have different shades of black. That is how God himself made the world beautiful. And we have to ensure that we embrace this beauty and embrace the nature that comes with it, and then we all live in peace and live in a very inclusive society.
That notwithstanding, Zainab, a pupil of Bishop's Miss School living with albinism, was captured, fitting in quiet well with her friends. She stated that stigmatization against her in school is not allowed. Story filed by Mary Corti.